As Vietnam prepares to celebrate its 80th National Day, and as I approach 20 years of calling this country my home, I find myself reflecting on all it has given me. Vietnam has been my teacher, my inspiration, and the foundation of the life that I have built here. It has brought me love, purpose, and a career in photography that I could only have dreamed of when I first arrived. Today, I want to share with you not just photographs, but fragments of a love story, my love for this country. I came here as a young photographer, a lot less wrinkled, a lot less weathered than I am now. I was ambitious, curious, and overwhelmed by the beauty and complexity that surrounded me everywhere I looked. Every corner, every street, every face carried a story. One of the first stories I documented was about the lingering shadows of victims of Agent Orange. I photographed an orphanage filled with children living with the consequences of a war that ended long before they were born. That path led me to a story about a young girl named Nu, whose blindness and deafness were passed down across generations as her grandfather had fought in the Vietnam War. I remember seeing her under the staircase, just rocking back and forth. Her world was quiet and dark, yet her presence illuminated mine. Almost 20 years later, the images from that project still carry weight. They helped raise enough money to ensure Nu's future in the Friendship Village, a place where she is cared for with dignity and with love. For me, her story became a reminder that photography can do more than document. It can heal, connect, and sometimes change lives. 20 years later, every year, I still see Nu when we bring her back to see her family for Tet. But Vietnam was never just its past. Even then, I saw a country in constant motion, building and rebuilding itself with a sense of purpose, always moving forward. My assignments carried me north, to the rugged mountains of Ha Giang, where every wrinkle in a farmer's face seemed carved by the wind and the land itself, to the rolling tea fields of Moc Chau, where morning smelled of earth and leaves, to the ancient streets of Hanoi, alive with pride, as the city marked its 1,000-year anniversary, and the streets were filled with flags and people celebrating nationalism. Everywhere I traveled, I felt the same pulse, of people who endure, who adapt, and who keep moving forward. I once covered a devastating flood, expecting grief. Instead, I found resilience, neighbors helping neighbors, laughter amid the wreckage, and the quiet determination to rise again. People were just waving and looking at my camera and smiling. Not what I expected. And amid all of this, Vietnam gave me love. I met my wife here, a woman of patience, kindness, and strength. She guided me through my cultural missteps, which were likely to happen as an American living here, opened doors to understanding the culture, and walked beside me on countless adventures across this country. She is my partner, my compass, and often my muse, stepping in front of the lens when I needed to test a camera, a lens, or just an idea I had. I've been fortunate to photograph Vietnam's coastlines and rice fields, its billionaires, its bustling cities, its remote villages. I've documented its luxury resorts rising from the sand in Phu Quoc, and its quiet corners where life carries on unchanged. Along the way, I've met remarkable people like Nguyen Quy Duc, who passed away a few years ago. He was a writer, a poet, an artist, and a refugee who returned to his homeland and built a bar where locals and expats could meet as equals. From him, I learned that Vietnam isn't just a place to witness, it's a place to engage with, to be shaped by, to belong to. When the world shut down during COVID, Vietnam held me safe. The unity, the collective responsibility, the willingness to sacrifice for the greater good, it moved me deeply, and it forever changed the way I see this country compared to my homeland of America. Over the years, I've had the privilege of telling Vietnam stories, not only to preserve them for myself, but to share them with the wider world through international publications. Through my images, I've tried to show not only what Vietnam looks like, but what it feels like, the strength, the tenderness, the resilience, and the spirit of a nation that has welcomed an outsider like me as one of its own. I've got nothing but absolute love for Vietnam and its people. This country embraced me when I was a stranger and gave me a home. My Vietnamese language skills are far from perfect, embarrassingly so, considering how long I've lived here. But love is not measured in grammar, it's measured in gratitude, and mine runs deep. I even have a Vietnam tattoo. Through it all, photography has been my way of giving back, my bridge between Vietnam and the world. With each image, I try to whisper, look, this is Vietnam, this is the beauty, this is the strength, this is the love. So on this 80th National Day, I say with all my heart, thank you, Vietnam, I love you.